Alright everybody, you know how it goes. You get a stream started and immediately half a dozen things pop up that need your attention. So let's get the YouTube stream is all set up. I just need to get play going on mine, or on it, and then I need to get restream loaded up. That way, if y'all want to chat with me, I'll see the chat. Because I don't have the game, my console set up to show that. Alright. We're going to play a game here. We are 95 hours, 52 minutes into this save. I think we'll just run this up to 100 hours, give or take a little bit, or 100 plus hours. And that's going to be it for this save. It'll be wherever it is at that point. That said, we've got a few things to do today. I want to go out and get a bunch of, or see if we can finish up the recipes, or blueprints, I guess you call them. At this point, that means we go into a new system, because the systems that I've been playing in have been rather limited in what they're handing out. So I'm going to literally dump a bunch of blueprints, or a bunch of maps. We'll just come over here, and I'm going to drop all of these. Inhabited outposts, I'm not worried about. We're going to get more of these, by the way, and ancient artifact sites. Same with, I've got more ancient artifact sites. I'm going to hang on to the distress signals, but we've got 44 nav data here, plus over on the freighter I've got another 40, so hey, I've got a bunch of stuff to take on. Alright, yeah, we landed here because this was where we had a crashed hauler that the Gek on site needed some assistance with. Should we do one more here? Maybe we get, if we get another crashed freighter or crashed starship, great. If we don't, we will just head out, head back up to the space station. Got a few things to sell. Oh, we got an abandoned building. I don't know how many times we're going to do finals on the, and this may be one we've been to as well. Alright. Yeah, we've been to this one before. Which doesn't mean we can't make another visit. Just kind of means that we shouldn't expect to get much out of the visit. And yeah, we'll wait until all of the terrain is figured out what it's supposed to be. Okay, that looks better. Other than the fact that it didn't want to accept my landing request. Oh, that's right, we've got that right down there, don't we? We've been there, we've been here. Alright. Let's see if it reset things, or do we just get the, if it reset things, we should get... Nope, it did not do a reset. Yeah, that's a promising suggestion. It wants me to leave. Well, probably not quite, but you get the picture. Alright. All in all, I am not going to spend any more time on this system. So, let's tidy this up.
Technology recharge.
Alright. Well, we'll be selling some stuff once we get there. Processing some stuff. And planting some stuff. Alright, nobody's landing, so let's go get maps. Cartographer awaits my request. Well, exchange maps 10. Okay, let's go ahead and get some more maps. I'm going to drop me down to 4 nav data. Okay, last set. Okay, now I heard somebody landing a moment ago. There's somebody landing. Oh, I have some stuff for you. So apparently we can unload the ones we don't want. No, I don't want those, but it's better than the just discarding that I did earlier. But I'm going to sell you this device. That's my secure sites that I'm looking for. And that's going to do. Alright, let's go find another single planet Gex system. I suppose we should cure the hyperdrive has no fuel issue. For that, I'm going to need a antimatter. Housing. Actually,
Technology recharge.
and now we do it this way. Okay, current mission. I think that's trying to do Atlas. Re-explore. Gek, 5 planets. No, thank you. Gek, 4 planets. No. Six planets. Gek. 6 planets again. Three planets, which is one too many. Actually, it's two too many, but 4 planets. Huh. They didn't look blue earlier. Alright. I'm not too worried about a single star or a lower level economy at this stage of the game. Really, I'm just looking for a small number of planets. 1 preferably. Two. I'm going to flag that one. don't expect to go there, but it gives me an option. And it means I know I've got a two-planet system selected if I discover I have to go to one, instead of finding a single planet. Not inclined to believe that there isn't one within jump range. After all, I'm on one. More than that, I'm actually on an affluent single planet system. There we go. All right. Channel news updates, whatever you want to call it. I am looking to do recordings and daily postings scheduled, so I won't be actually involved in the posting, I don't think. But the idea being that I record, at least initially, I record a about 6 hours to 7 hours of play. And then after 6 to 7 hours of play, I stop the recording, and then I might stream the rest of, or another 6 or 7 hours of an existing play on my PS4 Pro here. But the major idea being that I then edit the recorded stuff and schedule 6, 7, 1 hour shows, sessions, where what I'm doing is presenting a wonderful Sentinels. Again, I show off, or I present how to do your first hour of... Oh, we're in that mode. Okay. Pulse splitter is what I wanted. And plasma. But the idea being that we go through 8 hours, whatever, or 6, 7 hours of starting play each episode, or each week, for between 4 and 6 weeks. Readouts show layout of multiple Viking and Corvax factories. The Gek overseers of this installation were attempting to discover how these other species conceal their buildings from sentinel attacks. No one remains. The last life sign here was terminated 3 days ago. Report to Gek. Report the situation to the Gek. The Trade Federation thanks me for the report, dispatching multiple ships to ensure the factory's destruction. Okay. Okay. Standing with the Gek improved. Get some nanites. Definitely was not what I was looking for, but let's see. Plot a route to another manufacturing facility, op center, or supply depot. All right. But basically, it would be a variation on the how to have a great start that Jason does. This is not going to do for a supply depot destruction. That will do. And then once we've got 4 or I suppose up to 6 of those, we run through the next 24, or well, basically next 24 hours of each of those saves over the next few months. And we'll basically take a month to run through each. So a month for the save for a frozen world, a month through the save of the radioactive world, a month through save of the desert or barren world, and so on, until we've got all of the saves run. And yeah, I'm not going to get too upset about him. He is kind of doing his job. That wasn't what I was looking for. There we go. Oh, that's why he's upset. In case anybody's wondering, the reason he's upset is that right over here are some gravitino balls, which I have no idea why he's particularly upset about them, other than the fact that they like to there we go. Okay. There we go. We've got somebody else. Oh, he's on the other side of the hill. So is he. We've got some birds, though. Okay. Shuttle and a couple of fighters. Anybody else we can see from up here? Nope, not so much. Alright. Alright. And, oh, hey, we can make up some more space here. However, let's go find a... And we were just at that side of the supply depot. Or is that another one? Maybe that's another one. They had them right next to each other. Dudes. Alright, we'll go to it again. Okay, we've been here. Now, let's find someplace else to go. Okay, well, we've got a manufacturing facility. I don't see it in this Okay, so that is not the one we just came from. Earlier. So, yeah, and I think with each of those we try something entirely different as a game plan. So, for example, one of them, and I'm not sure which one, would maybe whichever one we end with, we'll just do an hour or a day or 24 hours of play where what we do is base build. Build a base on or find a planet to build a base on. Build a base. Go through the base building missions, i.e., get the construction or engineer, and all of that, and find or basically work it through to the end of that. I mean, why not? That we can do, or I can do it that way. Option 2 might be let's run through the Awakenings and Atlas missions. That's all we do for 24 hours of gameplay. Another one, maybe we just go through and build a base on a freighter. And let's see, what I want to recharge is that one. Sorry, I moved. The installation crackles with blue sparks, electricity arcing from panel to panel across the machines. Alert time displacement alert. The terminal shows the time and date appearing to flip back and forth, advancing into the future and retreating into the past. Sensors indicate something called a white hole has been activated within the factory's heart. Alert future GAC. Activate chronal trigger. Obey leave. Activate chronal trigger. Nothing happens for a few moments, or perhaps it is hours. Perhaps an entire year passes. Temporal event ceases, and I am left with blueprints for new technology, apparently created by a future version of my own self. Do not know what this chronal trigger has brought into being. So we got a pulse engine module. Okay. That. GEX standing has improved. Alright, so let's get this over here. Pulse engine. That's over here. Leave that here for now. It's just a C, but hey, a C pulse engine module is not a bad thing. Okay, anything else we can? Yeah, we got the platinum that we can bring over. That would free up some space. And I've got some Herox and Selenium that I could probably stack on, but everything else it looks like I need to process or make use of. Alright, what I missed on here. Check something here. I've got 10 of them here, so we're not going to play with that. Alright, Yeah, what I missed was doing through menu to pick what recipes might learn. Oh well. That's kind of the goal here, objective. We may have to do operation centers to get that, so we'll see. Well, speaking of, okay, so that we've got this so far kind of laid out for this system. It has been 2 manufacturing centers to 1 supply depot and 1 operation center.
Weather warning. Incoming storm.
Oop, nope. I need to hop over here and say hi. Now we can head out. It's off that direction, eh? We get down here. Oh, I saw something that was glowing. Oh, well, not quite what I was thinking it was, but okay. So let's tidy. Anything else we need to move around? Let's move this down here for now. Actually, let's go ahead and move it out and stack it. Alright, so where is the entrance here? Not seeing it that side, so let's come around from over here. That looks like an entrance. Okay. And let's do a recon shot. Okay, sun up. Let's do a verification. Oh, there's the entrance. Yep. So starship, run around this way for the entrance. And the other thing I'm wondering about is, since we are a very hyperactive... Yeah. Hey, dude! Well, I'm not really concerned about getting another brain today, but... Okay. Maybe we'll get one. The security breach has dimmed the terminal, but when I concentrate, I can make out a few words etched into onto the screen. They did a beam mining, mining. So we've got some sort of mining beam process. When translated, they could lead me to the last user's workflow. Beam mining, so laser, I think. Previous user's workflow is restored. System comes back online. Pulse splitter module A. So what do I have as far as a pulse splitter module right now? I've got the S and S. I don't think, it looks like I don't need another one. Alright, well. Yeah, not what I was planning on doing. I think we can switch on the personal force field instead. Okay, not fascinated with that. What over here? Or that. Check the walls. Nope, nothing on the walls. Another op center. Wow. Where'd this one go? It's off in that direction? Okay. Well, let's head over there. Okay. That. I've been to this flippin' op center. Okay, let's move this. Yeah, it's an operations center. Send me someplace fucking else. Finally.
Sentinel drones activated.
Okay. I'd really like to map the trigger to R2. Heck, even R1 would be better than... this.
Warning. Sentinel combat unit deployed.
I approach the terminal, but the readout is confusing. Garbled. The Jessica has about already the purge is available. The Crecia U-boat factory appears to produce literature, not machines, not files, but paper covered in handwritten font full of exclamatory punctuation. Let's report this to the GEC authorities. Claim that this installation is nothing to me. It has nothing to do with me, paying me dearly for my silence. Really? Credits. Well, before we leave, let's get our next destination. Another manufacturing facility. Yes. Off that away. And onwards towards sunset. 24 minutes. If I were to walk it. Alright, so let's refill these.
Technology recharge. Technology recharge. Technology recharge.
Well, if I want to get boost, that's how I would do it, yep. Final ridge. What have we got over here, I wonder? Is that an abandoned building, perhaps? It looks like an abandoned building, yes. Alright. So. curious. If I stay in the ship for that timeout, do they fail to detect me when I land? Alright, well, welcome. Just took out the front door, flying in. So, popping into this manufacturing facility, see if I can pick up a map, or not a map, a blueprint. The factory produces everyday implements for the Gek, eating utensils for their meals, spray to keep their skin from drying out in alien atmosphere, pheromone bottles, and so forth. Systems operational. Select desired product. Facility is abandoned, but there is no obvious reason for an alarm to be going off. Everything seems fine. Report to the Gek authorities. Report the abandoned factory to the Gek, but they seem puzzled. There's no such installation listed as being present on that world. As I go, I hear the voice in the darkness. I investigate, but there's nothing there. Okay, this did not work out quite right, so let's reload this one. And we're going to go for technology. So this is the 4th manufacturing facility I've been to, and I've yet to get a blueprint. Which I will admit is a bit annoying. As before, the factory produces everyday implements for the Gek, eating utensils for their meals, spray to keep their skin from drying out in alien atmospheres, pheromone bottles, and so forth. Systems operational. Select desired product. Factory is abandoned, but there's no obvious reason for an alarm to be going off. Everything seems fine. Well, search for technology. I searched for technology within the factory's computers and find a large number of nanite clusters. Let's go. I hear a voice in the darkness. I investigate, but there is nothing there. Yeah. So 122 nanites plus reputation or standing. Another 46, 170 some odd nanites this time. Looked like there was something else there. Maybe we can find a new place? Okay, another off center. Further off that way, huh? Well, that's actually not further off. That's kind of back the direction we were coming. No, it's off in another direction. And let's do the door knocking ahead of time. So for that, we need to find the door. Okay. Try this side. There it is. Okay, let's go fly around a little bit. So, yep, working on blueprints. Unfortunately, I'm running into a situation where pretty much all of the planet's manufacturing facilities are are not giving out any blueprints. So I'm kind of close to a point of calling in my freighter, getting more of my navigation data, getting a bunch more maps, and then going to a new system. Yeah, who needs the sentinels to shoot at you when you can crash into structures on the planet or plants and whatnot to do damage? Oh well. Or worse, in one case, I was sent back to Operations Center 3 times in a row. Even while standing next to my ship at the Operations Center, it said, "Yeah, we got an Operations Center for you right here." Going, yeah, I've been there. It wasn't until I was inside the Operations Center looking for a new location that it gave me a new manufacturing location. Let's see. Let's select the trading destination. There we go, a new recipe. And I'm past the point where I'm seeing Atlas systems, I think, here. Maybe. Skip searching the planters. Yeah, what I've done is actually the worst problem I had was if you're on in a system with 2 or more planets, you land on a planet and you pull up one of these, show me a secure site of interest, and it sends you to the other planet. And then you get there and you take care of the system or the planet there and it sends you back to the first planet or to a third planet. I finally said, you know, I can solve that. I'll just go to places where there's only one planet in the system. And I may have to do that again here shortly. And I've been going to GEC planets because I've got enough GEC language to have, or to be able to read most of the menus and messages and stuff, but I'm not tied to that, I suppose. Okay, what have we got? Oh, we've got a hauler. That's a square nose I'm not really impressed with. Missed it. Go for it. If it helps, it helps. The only problem I've really run into with it is that when you start doing that, if you pick a race, you find it really difficult to to find single planets that are in jump range for that race. I can find single planets, but like I say, finding them that are GEC. Alright. Now we let the Sentinels search for us for a bit. Now I'm thinking of starting a new series, actually a bunch of series, but it would be something like a 4 to 6 one-week series, and then a bunch of 2 or 3 or 4 weeks, well, maybe down to 2 week series after that from each of those saves, where basically I start by discarding all of my existing saves, start over, and do 4 saves where I'm doing a new start. They're not really any more special. It's just my language for GEC words is so much is basically superior to my language set of Viking and Korvax at this point. So I focus on the GEC ones instead, or as a result. I'm not sure that they're any better from a perspective of which world is going to get you more likely to be improved, whatever. But okay, approach the terminal, but something deep within this complex is malfunctioning. Surfaces feel hot to the touch, hidden machinery clanks and whirs, and alert sounds. Warning, high temperature. Warning, high temperature. Okay. The alarm rings in my ears. A bead of sweat slowly rolls down my forehead. Engage coolant chamber network. Yeah, it's not... I mean, it's like that entire menu, to me, was readable. But that's because I've got all four, or all of the words that were in that listing. But you run around on a given planet, and you'll eventually catch enough words that you don't run into problems with that. Okay, I've got one recipe on this one that I'm going to get eventually, but I'm more interested in finishing this page. There are just the 2 pages. So, semiconductor. Alright. Now we got that, so let's come over here and get this. Blueprints, nanites. So, alright, restack this. Okay, I can't do that. I need nitrogen salt. I've got that in storage. So, we're good there. And I can make more at some point. Alright. Back to the marker. Collect that. Get shot at by this guy. Yeah, as a matter of fact, this is the first save that I've even known about the second page. So, I'm just under 100 hours in this save at this point, which makes where I am at financially very nice. But, oh, I gotta do something, don't I? Back in. Let's figure out where I'm going next. Only 2 maps left here, so we'll have to go get some more. Actually, I've got 6 saves. I'm going to delete all of them and basically start from scratch with the plan being to walk through all the saves, walk through the 4 known systems, or the 4 systems that I know you get created on, so that people get an idea what they need to do to play that first couple of hours that when you start and it's like, okay, what am I supposed to do? And oh, jeez, I died again. How to avoid dying in the first couple of hours. And I think 6 or 7 1-hour episodes through a week would be a good way to get that posted. And it gets me set in the habit of recording basically posting one episode a day, so people have some reason to come back. I don't know what order I'll end up getting the worlds. It's going to be kind of one of those, as I start each save, I'll get a new world. In all honesty, once you've been through about 6 hours of a save, there is no real reason for any of the or being in any of the specific saves. So at that point, I'm thinking of doing different things with each of the saves, but we'll wait until I've got all 4 of the system type saves, boot saves or whatever you want to call it, done, and then come back and pick up any one of those and do a different play style type, where one of them is just playing the regular how do you call it? Regular base building save, and I would go through basically a month of that. Here's how you build a base. Here's find a planet that you want to build a base on, type deal, and play through that. Oh, it is open. Okay. I missed that. Yep. That basically, when somebody starts, the 4 that I've seen have been the desert, the radioactive, the frozen, and the I've been here. No wonder it should. Okay, it is time for me to find a new planet. Sorry about that. Yeah, desert or barren, radioactive, the fungal variety, and the frozen. That gets us basically 4 systems. And I've not seen a hot planet start or a start on a temperate planet, or lush, or whatever you want to call it. If I run into one of those, great. But yeah, survive the first hour and see where things go. But yeah, it'd be effectively 1 week of episodes for it, and bump into or run off to the next system. What do you do once you've gotten yourself to where you're able to survive on that planet? Or in 6 hours, you should have your starship up and running. You may even have your freighter, if you run that route. But getting that going would allow people to say, okay, yeah, this is the type of world I'm on. Let me pause or stop the game, get myself a save, and we'll come back and play after I've seen how to make use of this save. Because I acknowledge it. It can be. I mean, my first save, I think I died 20 times in the first 4 hours. I'm currently on PS4, but for that, I don't have a way of capturing HDMI out unless I stream it to something like Twitch. and then I can grab the Twitch save. But if I'm streaming it to Twitch, I then have to include all the chat. And as much as I love the chat, it does have the problem of it can be distracting from play for somebody who's never been involved in the play before. So, all right, let's put down over here somewhere. This should be far enough away that I don't get sent back to assistant or a place that I've been. All right. Hey, I'm not flying too fast anymore. And then basically I edit the video. I would do it probably as a straight shot, 6 hours of play, and then, or 7 hours, and then edit it, put in a lead in, a header, all that good stuff. Let people know what it is we're doing, and then come back and post those as 1 hour episodes on a daily basis. Okay, we got a... Oh, it is off in that direction. 15 minutes away. Sorry, dude. I'm not going to stick around for you. You'll have to go after one of those other critters. I've got PSVR as well, but I have no complaint with anybody else doing the same type of thing. I mean, Jason does, and Jason Plays does something very similar, where he does a how to have a great start, but his videos are more along the lines of, okay, they're not system specific. I.e., his most of his plays seem to be on either radioactive or other types of worlds not frozen. But yeah, I mean, I've got no problem with anybody else stealing the idea. It's an idea. It's not how people play ends up being how people play is going to be different between you and I. We have different experiences with the game already. I'm not obviously. I'm not too worried about the Sentinels at this point. I mean, here we have 2 Sentinel puppies. Let me take care of this one. I actually can take care. Oh, let's take care of that. Sorry, dude. You're not what I'm worried about. Okay, the other puppy's over here somewhere. There we go. Yeah, I think I'll not stick around for the rest of them. But one of the interesting things with the Beyond saves that I've seen is that those first initial planets that you start on, very low Sentinel setup. Sentinels are not that interested. None of them tend to be extreme survival planets for environment. So it ends up being, okay, you really just need to understand how to get started on play more than anything else. And yes, it can, even the normal planets, I mean, radioactive will kill you if you don't pick up the nitrogen. So what are the first things you need to do? You need to pick up some oxygen for your multi-tool. You need or carbon for your multi-tool, oxygen for yourself, nitrogen for yourself, and then ferrite dust. Once you've got those, you already have the blueprints for the multi-tool stuff that you need to fix and install, and so forth. Ah, there we go. Really? There's some ferrite dust. So basically that first couple of minutes gets you to a point where you can now head off to your plant or your starship. You can find it. But you couldn't be up until that, up until you've got the various stuff for your multi-tool. And so forth. But yeah, you do have to have a little bit of quickness in getting those things, because especially with the nitrogen, you need that to get your environmental shielding up to speed. Okay, it's time for a new system. Let's get out of here. Let's look for a single planet system again, but first I want to get my starship. So what type of world is he on? Or has he restarted a couple of times and ended up on different types of worlds and run into different problems on each? Alright, let's process all this dirty bronze. And granitine. Okay, yeah, I've run into problems where the second planet is one where you just can't get what? How do I say it? The first planet that I was on or in one save was radioactive, I think, maybe fungal. And the second planet in that same system was a Lush planet, but the Lush planet was filled with entirely too many. Hey, Marie, you're Mary. How are you doing? Or which do you prefer, Mary or Marie? Because I do understand that it's different. But yeah, my experience was the problem I ran into on that second planet was that all the critters were really, really aggressive. So yeah, it caused its own share of problems. But yeah, since I'm not streaming off my PC at this point, it's a laptop. As far as I'm concerned, that's a good place for me to do the video recording. And I can discard all of my saves on the PC and start from scratch. Okay. I will do my best to call you Lizzie if that's what you would prefer. Yeah, the other side of that is entirely too many times the... oh, I've got some Herox to take care of too. And carbon, or crystallized carbon. So Lizzie, the problem I've been running into today is I'm trying to finish out my recipes, and the last couple of planets I've gotten onto, actually this one was another one of them, where 4 of the hold on, I'm going to do this one a little differently. I'm not going to... most of the manufacturing facilities just would not give up anything useful. It's like the first one I was at, it said, yes, you get new technology, and nothing. Operation centers were kind of the same thing. Actually, that's way too much salt for what I've got in these materials. So I've got the blueprint to make the what is it, enriched carbon here. But if you make it this way, you end up with more, because one enriched carbon using just radon and carbon takes up 250 radon, whereas this takes up 100 radon per condensed carbon. But the idea, so the planet I was just on was aggressive sentinels. Okay, we'll stick with Lizzie for now then. So what I'm thinking about doing at this point is probably I'll probably continue on with this save, but on my PC I haven't been streaming to anybody, and I've got no real attachment to any of the saves there. So I'm thinking of discarding all of the saves and then doing either 4 or 6, depending upon how the game sets up or sets them up as brand new saves, where the first 4 of them are basically the 4 standard or the 4 usual biomes that you get a new start in, whether it's frozen, fungal, radioactive, or barren, on any of those 4. And then basically do a 6-hour recording, split, or 6 or 7 hour recording, split that up into 6 or 7 1-hour episodes to get myself into the habit of posting 1 a day, for people to get a feel for, okay, I'm starting out, I'm on this type of a planet. Before I kill or get myself killed another 15 more times, let's see how to go play through this one. Because I think I can go through each of those now, the first 6 hours, without dying because of the environment. Not a given. I mean, I may die. But the environment is usually one of those you can work around it, but the first time you're playing it, if you've never seen how anybody does it, it can be confusing. Silver Cyric was just commenting that his dad has been playing for a while now and has not gotten to any of the major stuff yet, so he's not even sure why his dad's still playing. And I can understand that. It's not quite something that's easy to accomplish. So my idea is, let's get something going for people to actually see something with. All right, that goes there. This goes with it. And now we get the sulfurine. And I'm going to need more salt. And then once I've got the first 4, my experience is I have not seen anybody with new saves starting on hot planets or lush planets. But you know, if the game kicks me off in one of those, I'm more than happy to do 5 or 6 1-week episodes or 1-week series. Nope. With the refiner, you just have to give it the inputs it expects. I don't have to have, as a matter of fact, let's check here. I have the recipe for nitrogen salt, enriched carbon, that's the one we just did, and thermic condensate. I do have all 4 of those, but you don't need to have them to do this. You can do them, or do all 4 or all 3 of those without it. What you can't do is anything beyond that. So I've got thermic condensate and enriched carbon, which I believe will allow me to make, it'll make catalyst. But without the nitrogen salt, you can't make, well, hot ice takes the, or no, that's something else. What do you need, or what is it? I don't have recipes for some of the things you need the nitrogen salt for, although I think I've got, the semiconductor takes thermic condensate and nitrogen salt. So I've only got 4 of the thermic condensate. I'll have another 3 here. So there's 3 more. I've got 86 sulfurine. Let's toss that in here. Reload my resources here. We'll get the salt back into the deep storage after we stack it all. So, okay. sulfurine I'm going to put in deep storage too. Let's get some of the stuff I've got in storage out. There's some nitrogen salt. But yeah, if it's a refinable or something you do in the refiner, you don't need to have the recipe for it. But if you do need or if you're trying to do something beyond that, you do need the recipe. Okay, we've got 3 superconductors. I've got more thermic condensate. So, let's make more semiconductors. That's because I was limited in nitrogen. I don't have the recipe for superconductors. I don't think, unless I got that earlier. If I did, it should be visible now. Nope. So, I can make a combination of thermic condensate and enriched carbon, which I believe is the organic catalyst. And that leaves me with 5 enriched carbon left. All of these are going into storage if I can do it. All right. Oh yes, radon can go into storage too. Let's go back into that. Now, from deep storage, what have I got? Not happy with that part. For some reason, it's dropping me out of the storage containers as I'm scrolling through. Did I put one of my... Stop doing that. Okay, so I've just got the 7 radon in there. Okay. Alright, let's restack some things though. This doesn't need to be in the front. This can be over here. This doesn't need to be front. Yeah, it is a little bit more complicated. If you take a look, okay, Lizzie can pull it up easily enough, but Cyric, if you go to my YouTube channel and you go to the stream that I'm running, there is a link to Zane's Worlds, and on his page he's got a set of instructions for how to use what the refiner recipes are. He's also got one for how to do the various cooking recipes, what parts you mix or put together to make what. I haven't gone through that one, but I've been using his refiner recipes for a lot of things. And all you need for that is knowledge of what to put in, and it will dump out what the result of that is. So, for example, you can't make platinum by or as a recipe, but if you've got a system and you have both silver and gold, it will spit out platinum. So there is no recipe for making platinum as a crafted item, but there is one for doing it in here. The other one that's a little interesting is dihydrogen jelly. Dihydrogen jelly. You can make dihydrogen jelly very rapidly from dihydrogen, but if you're going to do it in the or in a refiner, which you can, it takes a lot of time. So let's take this 940 or 994 dihydrogen, toss it into a refiner, and it spits out dihydrogen jelly. But notice it's 10 minutes to make 10 of them. Yep. So in other words, it takes a full minute to make one dihydrogen out of, or one dihydrogen jelly out of dihydrogen, and it's at 30 to 1, which means you get even better volume results by doing dihydrogen to dihydrogen jelly than dihydrogen jelly back into dihydrogen, because those 10 will get you 500 dihydrogen out of what used to, or what started with 300 of the dihydrogen. 30 to 1 is 10, etc. Yeah, it's one of the reasons I haven't, or I just tend to use or do the platinum stuff to when I've collected platinum along the way. I get enough platinum in battles with pirates and stuff that it makes sense, because frankly there's not a lot else that I'm going to do with it at this point. It's like normally I don't have any reason to do the refining of the goop. I'm not going to buy the goop to do this to make nanites, but since I pick up the goop, or can pick it up at the abandoned terminal or abandoned buildings, going, I'm usually going to have something else to do. Like, I've got all this rusted metal that needs to be processed from hitting the green boxes, and that's going to take time as well. As a matter of fact, it takes more time than processing the goop. That's going to take 11 minutes to do the first part of the stack, and then I've got a second partial stack that it's going to, or output that it's going to run through. So that's going to be almost 20 minutes to do that portion of rusted metal. On the other hand, running through rusted metal is a great way to make a lot of metal. Yep, shooting asteroids is a good way to get that stuff too. And in most systems, the asteroids that give you platinum are visually distinct from the rest of the asteroids. It's like, for me to find a distinction between asteroids that give up gold and asteroids that give up tritium, I don't see it. Occasionally in some systems, one will be darker than the other. One might have a slight gold cast, but my color vision isn't acuitive enough to select that, I guess you would say. It's good enough that I can work on most things, but yeah. if that works, great. In all honesty, though, if you really want a something that will turn out a fair amount of nanites rapidly, it's the pugnamin. So I'm going to save 500 because I find it useful for opening up a number of things, and I will get more, but opening up or fixing the manufacturer's or not, the broken machinery. Occasionally you run into that. So that's going to take a couple of minutes to make the rest of, or the next step. Whereas if I take that, was it 3,771 pugnamin? There's 150 in under 20 seconds. Yep, you're also aware that you can run through the, what do you call it? There's another method you can get that you can use to do with a large refiner. If you start with ferrite dust, pure ferrite, and magnetized ferrite, you end up with rare metal element. And it's one of those, you do it or you get it at 35 to 1. 35 of each of these becomes one rare metal element. Well, that's going to take, let's just make one of them since it's going to take a full minute. You end up with 150 pure ferrite when you refine that rare metal element. So 35, it's basically just over 100 total of your raw material gets you 150 pure ferrite. And doesn't take anywhere near the time running it through the rust process. But it is the only way you're going to get back your ferrite dust without basically mining it off of ferrite dust sources, is to go through the rusted metal process. Pure ferrite and magnetized ferrite will convert back and forth to each other. Output for rare metal element is just pure ferrite, and output of pure ferrite or ferrite dust and oxygen is rusted metal, which becomes ferrite dust. So we've got the one output, so let's drop these back in here. And this one rare metal becomes 150 pure ferrite that quickly. Well, you can buy pugnamin at pretty much any of the Viking worlds. If you go to a Viking system, just hit each of the ships that do come into the space station when they do, and invariably about 1 in 2, maybe 1 in 3 will have pugnamin in fairly large volume. So you can pick it up, and it's not really expensive. But I'm saying not really expensive when I've got nearly 1 billion units at this point, so that's kind of misleading. So that was 200 nanites, and I get more than that by doing the or collecting them on or at the various manufacturing facilities. You hit 2 manufacturing facilities, and there's about 200 nanites that you end up with. Yep. And then just, or if you're, the alternative to making rare metal element with all the elements is to just drop in oxygen and magnetize ferrite. Find it here. And that will make pure metal or rare metal element as well. And this does it at 25 pure ferrite or magnetized ferrite and 50 oxygen to 1 rare metal element. And again, it's that rare metal element gets you 150 of the pure ferrite. So, which means that you're getting a lot more pure metal or pure ferrite that way than you are through the some of the other processes. Okay, silver is going over here to sell. For acid, I've got the acid, so I need... Let's get stuff out of here. I want cactus flesh. And I'm going to need pyrite. How much pyrite do I have? I've got enough pyrite. Here is the refiner method of farming. Take pyrite. Take cactus flesh. You get cactus flesh. Yeah, remember, the pugnamin, it comes basically from it's what the drones, the sentinels, use instead of nanites that the okay, drawing a blank. Robotic life forms use. And so the Viking are basically treating pugnamin as effectively something like nanites, except that it's not nanites. I've seen it every once in a while on a Gek world. Corvax, that's the term I was thinking. I don't think I've ever noticed it on a Corvax system, but I think, or I'm pretty sure I've seen it from time to time on Gek, where it doesn't really make as much sense for it to be there. But there you go. Yes, yep. Basically, what I had been getting at there was that it's basically the refiner method of farming. If you don't want to set up a large farm and such, you can use pyrite, which is the fertilizer you use when you plant the or plant these things. So let's go ahead and pull the refinable or the plantable products out of my storage. Star bulb. So if you're actually, these are all great for something else. If you're going through the farming method or the farming route, before I do anything else, let me go ahead and make. Do I have it? I need one more unstable gel. That's it. Okay, so this can go into storage. And now I can make explosive. Oh. Liquid explosives. And I should be able to make a fusion accelerant. I need, okay, I need organic catalyst, etc. I don't have that. Okay, fusion igniter needs the portable reactor. Portable reactor needs fusion accelerant. Okay, so I need to make fusion accelerant. But yeah, let's. Let me get that back into storage. Do I have anything else? Oh, we got more things to refine. And we haven't even in-processed the freighter missions. But yeah, you take the... this can be done on either a medium or large. So you take frost crystal, and to frost crystal you add dioxide, and it does a 1 to 2 of those two into frost crystal. So if you need glass and you've got one frost crystal but lots of dioxide, and again you can pick up dioxide on the space station in volume. It may take a while to find it, but it's there as opposed to having to mine it. You can make a lot of glass fairly quickly that way. With drop that back into storage. Same deal with gamma root and uranium. One to 2, and you get gamma root. 2 of them for every one of what you start out with. Again, back into storage. So yeah, if you're familiar with your plant or farming, any of your farmed goods that you can or that require a second element to plant, you can use those in a refiner to basically start doubling your product. Yep. Not that I need it for star bulb at this point, but there it is. What you can't do that with is the mordite root, whatever they're calling the cophagia before. Oh, that's right. I do need to do some planting. No worries. Okay, so I need a planter. Oh, I need metal plating. 4 of them. Okay. So, let's get some metal plate. Put one down. I need to get some stuff out of the ingredient storage. One of the missions I did at the Nexus yesterday got me some geknip, or nip buds. And I wonder if nip bud is cookable. That should be interesting. No, it's not the more you learn, the less you know. It's the more you learn, the more you recognize that there's a lot more to know. So yeah, one of the Nexus missions yesterday got me 5 nip buds. So I can plant nip buds now. One, 2, 3, 4. Because as much as the oh, I don't have any more space in storage. Oh my. And it's not an ingredient, so I can't do that. Oh well. Oh, it's this one. Now, to recognize that there is more to know than you already know, you must recognize that you don't know everything. Probably the best intelligence, though, is to recognize you can't know everything. You can know a subset of the knowledge there is, and a good portion of it is going to be wrong. Okay, so I need to do some stuff to make up some space here. I thought Dunning-Kruger was more along the lines of the more you know, the less you feel you understand what is going on. The less you know, the more you think you know about the world around you. And whereas I should say Dunning-Kruger is the system that you feel like you you are less competent than you actually are, because you're not as smart as you think you should, or that you think you could be. It's not that you don't recognize that there are that you're not the most brilliant person. It's that you've recognized that as brilliant as you may be, it's not a perfect solution. And okay, let's see. This, if I remember right, I don't have. All right, let's hang on to this one. I'm going to be glad when I'm done with all these missions, so I can free up the space I'm using for maps to get other stuff. All right. If I can, I'll sell that, sell that, sell that. Everything else I'd like to hang on to. So, or I kind of like Feynman's comment on quantum physics, where basically he said, yeah, if you think you know quantum physics, you don't know quantum physics. And he's one of the people that would know that, or one of the people that at the time that would have known that, for sure. Ah, that's right. I was going to unload that silver. Nope, I want to sell, not buy. Alright, freighter inventory. Hang on to the platinum. Silver is questionable. Gold, hang on to. It was this stuff. That we'll hang on to for now. Gek relic will unload. Microprocessors. I can pick those up again later if I need them. Okay, now I should be able to pick up the at least one of the missions. Debrief. Yeah, I'm fully aware that no matter what, I'm not going to be the best person for streaming videos. But yeah, I'm hoping that I'm passing on some information that others will appreciate learning. And we'll get others to come over and say, hey, if you want to know more, he can help you. There's stuff he's got wrong. I'm perfectly okay with being wrong on things. But you have the opportunity to learn some things, and then fix or solve some of the problems that you may be running into with the game. And I fully, again, I'm here more to have fun and let people know, or hopefully get others into a position where they can have the same type of fun I'm having, even if it isn't exactly the same fun. All right, let's process some goods. Got more dirty bronze. We'll leave the carbon crystal as it is. Carbon crystal turns into condensed carbon. Okay, don't need that, so we'll put that over here to sell. This goes back over here just long enough to go into storage. Sorry, trying to read and refine at the same time is a little interesting. Now we're no worries. We're good. All right, let's see. Where am I at with gold here? Oh, I do have a full stack of gold. So let's get rid of... Actually, I got 2 full stacks of gold. So let's... Excuse me. Get rid of the full stacks because I'm not using it right now. It's likewise for silver. I think I'm out of silver here. No, I'm not. But I don't have a full stack by any means, but that should go over here too. The platinum is a different matter. How much platinum did I have? 876. Well, that reminds me. If I remember right, navigation data converted used to convert to nanite clusters as well. It doesn't anymore, which is probably a good thing. All right, now okay. Let's see if I can remember to sell it all. So leaving that alone. Silver and gold. Keeping the platinum, silver, and gold here. Carbon crystal. Yeah, that can cause problems. Nobody talks about selling rusty stuff, though. All right. So one of the reasons to hang on to that gold is that I've got one recipe. Now let's see if any of my other missions have brought back salvage data or salvage frigate data. Yeah, one of the Nexus missions I did yesterday had frigate salvage data in it. Well, remember not to just discard the rusted metal then. Okay, units, hot ice, good. We got we're getting a decent amount of units in this one. Herox. Okay, so we get some more silver. And yes, I do understand the Herox can go into making at least one of the refinable, or one of the craftable recipes that I'm still working on picking up. You've gone in and made reported that as an issue? Neurotoxic moths. Yeah, I'd like to get a little bit further. I've got the first of the modules, the C, but I have to be careful about installing the next two. This B, I'm going to install where I've got the C right now, and then move the C off to the side, so that when I end up getting that A, I can install it in the right place. Yeah, geodesite is what I was thinking of. Don't think I've got that recipe yet, but I think the Herox and iridesite and dirty bronze all go together for geodesites, which you need for one of the high-end products. Okay. Yeah, it's one of those. The bug needs to be marked as it's blocking gameplay or making it impossible to play it in that mode. But I'm not sure what the process is for doing that. And again, one of the things that I'm not sure about is the process in. I think that there's a couple of different ways you move around in VR as far as walking around. And I do need to do some play in VR to capture that information. But almost 2 million units. Yep. Yeah, let's see. I've got the fusion igniter at this point. Do I have the stasis device? If I do, yes, I do. I got that early on. So iridesite, cryogenic chamber, and a quantum processor for the stasis, and portable reactor, quantum processor, and geodesite for the fusion igniter. So, do I have the recipe for the no, that's one of the ones that I'm still looking for, is to make the geodesite. Okay. That still, that's one of those. It's a bug that's preventing you from playing. So quantum processor, I just need a circuit board and superconductor. And yes, I can fast farm up everything I need for a circuit board at this point. Except for the Mordite. Yep. Okay, so I was going to grab what over here? Herox. I think I've got some stuff to work with the hot ice. What do I need? Organic catalyst, nitrogen salt. Ah, okay. So I'm going to need to pick up some nitrogen somewhere along the line. But, okay. There we go, thermic condensate. So I've got 3 hot ice. Do I have 3 thermic condensate? I got 2, plus 2 more hot ice, so I can make 2 of those. This can go back into storage. And this I can sell, because I don't have, or let's see, do I have what I need to make anything with the cryo pump? Cryo pump no, that's, oh, here we go. Living glass. I can make some living glass. I just need to pull frost crystal and gamma root. Find up more of both. That may be enough. Yes, I did put that away, so. I may need the Mordite as well, so let's get the Mordite. So lubricant, I need 400 of that. Okay. All right. Run that again. Need a total of 500 of this. Or no. 400, I think. 5 glass. 250? No. 400. No, 400 should give me 10 glass, so 200 should be enough. Not specifically. I do have some, but yeah, I would need to run it and I think oxygen, which that I've got no problem with picking up more of. I've got a nice oxygen farm, actually two of them, so I can do that with either of the gases, but I don't have a way of multiplying them. $40 to 1. Get 5. 5's all I'm looking for. Actually, I need more than that. I need 10. And I'm going to run out of uranium, so I need to pick up more. Alright, that's going to take a couple of minutes. That's going to take a couple of minutes, so I will be back shortly. Alright, back. You're quite welcome, and thank you for stopping by. And feel free to stop by any time. Alright. So, I've got 2 of those, so I need 2 lubricants. The rest of this goes back into storage. Now I can do one living glass and one cryogenic chamber. We can try. I'm not sure it will help, but I'm not opposed to it. Give me a moment here. The only problem I've run into has been with people joining me in the past. It has caused my game to crash if I'm doing something when it happens. But if you think we're going to be able to solve your freighter bug, I think that's a reasonable request.
Product constructed. Product constructed.
I need a quantum processor yet. For the quantum processor, I need a superconductor.
Product constructed. Product constructed.
Okay. Okay. We're going to get much further. Going to need metal plate. That's 2, I believe.
Product constructed.
Here we go. All right. And that one. More iridescite. Good. All right. Let's go ahead and sell these. I don't have room in the storage container for them, huh?
Product constructed.
I think I got one more. Nope, I've got all the fleet elements in, I think. Let's see if I've got anybody over here. Nope, and nope. Okay. Nope, no A's yet. But we're now up to 13 B's. Everybody else is a C. Okay. Okay, I'm going to be wrapping things up here once we get to this system. Going to tidy things or rearrange things a little bit in my inventory, sell some stuff, and then go get some maps. So, we are one planet, critical, medium supply. Okay. The fact that the system is critical means that there should not be any major issues with stuff on the ground, I'll call it. Alright. Let's get going. What have we got in here? Oh, we got some mordite. Okay. Stack that here. It needs to end up in the cooker, but I'm not going to worry about it now. Hey, dude. See if I can get some nanites off of you. Okay, no nanites. Okay, let's see what you got. I'm looking for uranium. You've got Pugnaman. Gex system with Pugnaman. Okay. Well, not what I'm looking for, so let's see. You might be interested in some stuff, though. It would help if I was in the starship I'd put that stuff in. I apologize, never mind. How much of that do I have? All right. Yep, me again. Looking for more. Even more. Oh.
Product received. Product received.
Okay, we can now yank that one. Install that one. Uranium. Okay. Scanner modules. You've got an S-class scanner. We'll do it. S-class scatter blaster. Get a scanner C, and that's it. Let me take a look at that scatter blaster. Sure.
Product received.
Alright, let's see if we've got an S or a starship that will show up with some uranium. Okay, well, let's quickly check the terminals. Okay, no uranium here. And the oxide, but no uranium here. All right. Hey, somebody just showed up. Okay, nothing there. Oh. C32 plus 9. Okay. Well, it's the right size and level in some size or some sense, but definitely not what I'm looking for. But let's see. Maybe he's got some of the material I'm looking for. Pyrite, which is useful, but not what I'm looking for. Okay. Alright, let's go see, take a look at the planet. Maybe I don't need to get uranium anytime soon, or maybe I can get a lot of it right away. Okay, unknown planet. Overgrown, starbulb, copper, paraffin, cobalt. High sentinel activity, wonderful. Well, let's at least simplify things here. Manufacturing facility. Where'd you go? But the only reason it's not clear is there's a landing zone there. The outpost has gone into emergency lockdown. Something must have been damaged during my entry. Oh my. Toxicity gauge on my exosuit flickers as an alert flashes instantly on the control terminal. High gas pressure. Breach detected. These are critical. The alarms on my panel flash rapidly, demanding attention. Activate emergency vent. A little rumble passes underneath my feet as I activate the emergency vent. Slowly but surely, the indicators on the panel start to stabilize and the warning lights soften. Facility comes back online. Normal operations are resumed, and I have access to the facility's main control panel. I should be able to alter production to my own benefit. Let's learn a recipe. Yeah, this looks like a new recipe worthy of learning. Anything else worth checking on? So let's head over there. We're not installing it yet. Hey, a supply depot. I might be able to get some nitrogen. Good evening. I am getting ready to wrap things up, but I might just as well take out a couple of, or a supply depot if I can. No problem. Give me a moment to read up your note when after I've landed. That works. Where does supply depot go, boys? Oh my. You guys really need to do a better job of maintaining these things. Probably the next best is going to be Sunday. I'm going to work in less than an hour. I've got to go pick up some stuff before I head off to the office. And my work week has me getting off early enough on Friday morning to do things. I get off work at 2 o'clock in the morning, but my evenings are all wrapped up I work from 6 p.m. on the rest of the weekend. So your next best bet is probably catch me on Sunday, if that works for you. If that's not a good time, I do expect to be in Monday and Tuesday this next week, and online during the evening. So that might work as an option for you. Let me know if that's a good choice. Okay, everybody. As I just kind of summarized, I'm going to close up for the night. I've got a few things that are nice to have here, but nowhere near what all I need. So I'm going to close things up for the night. Now going to save. I'm not going to make any changes. Here I am. Going to be back online Friday morning. That's what my plan is. I've had some variations on that recently, so if you don't see me, or if you're on and you don't see me, something else may have happened. We'll see. I do expect to be on Sunday during the day and or evening. I may may start up Sunday morning my time. It might be a little just after noon GMT. That's kind of what time or where I get off work and where my weekend begins. If I go to sleep, it'll be Monday morning before I get on again GMT. I should be on Sunday night my time, but that's going to be after the end of the or that's after midnight GMT when they wrap up the weekend Quicksilver mission. So I do want to do the weekend Quicksilver mission, and that means I should be in sometime Sunday to do that. I may be able to work on that Saturday morning, but if I am, I don't know that I'll stream. Just kind of one of those when I see about getting that running quickly. I do expect to be on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Or Monday and Tuesday at least, Wednesday afternoon possibly. If you don't see me on Sunday night, it's because I'm doing that recording of a brand new save on the PC. Most of the instructions will transfer to PS4 and or Xbox, so I'm hoping that it'll be useful to everybody. I don't know at this point what that save is going to involve. It's going to be, however, it's going to be a, hey, you just started playing, this is what you're going to see type of environment. These are the things that you need to be aware of, and so forth. I do expect that to be the start of a week or a daily posting of a 1-hour episode. Those recordings are going to be posted like I say, daily, and I hope that they become useful to people who are starting up. otherwise, we'll be back to playing, streaming online again Monday and Tuesday, as well as checking to see how those daily postings go. If you have any questions on my YouTube stream, each of the YouTube streams has a list of contacts for me. I'm on Twitter and Twitch, Discord, YouTube, and a few other places you can reach out to me at with information there. I am sometimes on Facebook these days, although not nearly as much lately. So do feel free to touch base, hang out, and let's have a good time. Ask questions, post questions, any of those locations. I will be happy to provide what information I can. And I may, or on the other hand, I may be entirely wrong on something, so don't worry, or I'm not going to worry about that. If I'm wrong, great, let me know. If I'm not wrong, that's fine too. Let me know on that. All in all, I hope everybody has a great day, and we'll talk to you later. Take care.